Holy Lord, this has been a wonderful, awful day. You know what I mean? Like, some good ride time, met some cool people, also had just a cluster of a morning trying to make the day start, but we got all kinds of stuff to cover, so, you know, welcome aboard if you're new, if you're back. Thank you? I don't know. I'll be back in a second. So first off, I owe an apology to the community out there that I didn't realize until today. I had a meeting of the organization shall not be named this morning, and I woke up with potential storms and this, that, and the other, and we've all had those days. If you're in something like this, a club or an organization or a cause or whatever, where you're like, oh, I can just take the cage. And in our case, someone had to take the cage because Minnie Monkey needed to be picked up. And God love her, Mrs. Monkey's just solid. Anyway, best pal on the planet and giant brass cojones. And she's like, get on that bike and roll. And I'm like, God love you, God, you know, anyway. So I pull the bike out, and I even, for you dudes, went to all the trouble of doing the camera. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a ride video. You guys know I hate doing ride videos. My rides are for me. They're also typically pack rides, and there's stuff to be done that can't be videoed, and so I very rarely do ride videos. But I'm like, you know what? Done a lot of stuff to the bike. It's running real good, real happy with it. I'll do a ride video down where I talk about my helmet, which I'll talk about in a minute, and some other stuff. And went to all that damn trouble of mounting the GoPro, running the microphone, the whole thing, and bike wouldn't start. That was like step one, you know, of the crappy morning. And so what I ended up doing was, now I'm committed, right? Got my cut on, good to go. I ripped the seat off. I cut every damn zip tie under the seat so I can get, because those of you in modern almost said it, modern Harley dressers know that the battery's buried. And I had to pull the ECM out, the ECM cradle out, which involves two T30-ish Torx bolts, to get all that out, to even get my juice pack, this thing, which happens to be close to my hand. Bought this in Sturgis in 2017, 18, I don't remember, because old man Monkey, God love him, he made a mistake and he left the ignition on that Heritage that year, and it was drained, and so I had to go buy this thing and charge it, and it worked that year. Anyway, got this on the bike, and it didn't have enough ass to turn the big geezer glide over. So, had to run some old-fashioned jumper cables to the wife's Expedition, and it had the juice, and got her started, reassemble the motorcycle. She's walking outside going, what are you doing? There's like parts and tools and zip ties everywhere. I can still see them. And I roll on. I get on down the highway, realize that for some reason the little lighter port charger thing doesn't work on the bike because the GoPro won't turn on. I mean, like, it's just fakakta. And check engine light was on because it had gone so low when you jumped it threw a code. So I'm rolling down, then the rain started. And I started thinking, this would be a good time to do a review of my helmet. So me and Mrs. Monkey yesterday went to Cycle Gear and said, let's go all in on some good helmets. Some touring helmets, mind you. Because this, hang on a second, is my everyday. Has been for a couple months now. You guys have seen the video probably. It's a Biltwell Gringo. It's a full face, you know, it's got the chin bar, but it does not have a shield. I have a snap-on shield that's in the tour pack for heavy weather, which is a common thing down here. So I'm like, I'm gonna do a sort of review on this. And I'm sort of mixed on it. First off, let me say this. I'm a huge fan of Biltwell. They make good stuff. They make risers, they make clamps, they make grips, they make all kinds of cool stuff, and they make helmets that are known for being pretty decent. So I'm not against this helmet. I still like it. This is a great hop around town, 50-mile run kind of helmet. But when you got a big ass fat head, I had to pull the cheek pads out of it to make room for my facial beauty. And then also still my chin can still hit the chin bar. I'm doing that because I do this the whole time I'm riding. So, mixed review. Do you think, if you ride around town, good helmet for I don't know what it was, 300 bucks. I'll put the price in there somewhere. This is a double X. It's the biggest they make to fit my fat head. Anyway, we went to Cycle Gear yesterday because it's one of the only places you can try stuff on. And I spent $1,500, and I am not going to tell you on what. You're going to have to find out in a couple of days because they're on the way. But we replaced both mine and Mrs. Monkey's helmets. They will be here this week because nobody has nothing in stock what you want. But anyway, we're going to do new helmets, the two of us. Paid for them. I have people who give me parts. I don't have sponsors, and that's fine. I don't knock anyone who does. More power to them. But I paid $1,500 for these helmets. They'll be here in a couple of days. But anyway, I got to Alligator Alley Harley. That is in Sunrise. That is the, I guess, lack of a better word, the Fort Lauderdale Harley dealer. And there's a dude sitting there, and he stops me and he goes, "Mr. Monkey," and I'm like, "What's up, man?" And nice old dude, and he goes, "I was worried about you. I haven't seen a video in a couple days." And I'm like, "Well, a lot of people don't do videos all that often." He goes, "Yeah, but you do. You do videos a lot." And I'm like, "I'm fine." He goes, "I was worried, like, I think, you know, what happened to you?" I'm like, "All right." So I owe an apology because I do videos a lot, and I hadn't in a couple days, and I hadn't a couple days before that. Everything's fine. When I don't have anything of value that I think is worth the shit, I ain't gonna do a video. So I appreciate you worrying about. I'm fine. If you don't see me for a couple days, it's because I just don't have anything I think is worth a damn. The last video I did was about painting that fender, and to me that was interesting. To you, less. That's fine. But anyway, so the camera didn't work. Check engine lights on. Bike wouldn't start. Yada yada yada. And I get down there, and this is where it became a great fucking day. First off, I was with my brothers and sisters, my people who I love almost as much as my blood sister in Texas, you know, and whatnot. These are fantastic people who give tremendous amounts of time to a cause that mean everything to me. I don't represent the organization, so I will not speak its name, but we work with kids that have suffered traumas in their lives. And had a great board meeting before the chapter meeting, and you just go, all right, that's why. Recharges your batteries and the whole deal. But we also had this great talk, and it even kind of self-fulfilled itself later. We had a great talk about why we do this stuff. Why you put on 10,000 miles plus a year that isn't personal riding, it's other stuff. Why do you get involved in something that's gonna help a child make it or not make it because of what's happened to them? And why you shouldn't do that. And man, it was a great talk. And what that was you don't do it so you feel cool. And you don't do it for popularity. And you don't do it to sort of, you know what I mean. You don't do it so that you just do the damn work. You know what I mean? And that was a great talk. Nothing negative. Like, we were all on the same page and had this really great chat about it. And then I left, and the camera wouldn't work because it was dead, and the power port, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so I rolled up the Florida Turnpike, said goodbye to the dude who said, "How you been?" And that was nice. Met a couple other people that knew the channel and said hi, and I was like, man, I just love these people to death. So if you see me, say hi, man. Like, I like saying hi to everybody. Anyway, I'm heading up the Turnpike. I hit a couple storms. Then they went away. Then the sun came out. And you know how your right wrist is just connected? Like I believe there's, on a biker, there's like a valve here that the stress comes out, you know, and it just relieves all the stress. And this is how that works, you know. And that 21 Ultra Limited, 3,500 RPMs is the magic number, right? She just smooths out and becomes glass. And that Grafeo pipe is just on song, I've heard said before, when the exhaust is just right. And 3,500 RPM in 6 gears, 90. And that was the magic number. And I rolled 90 up the Turnpike, whatever it is, 40 some odd miles for that stretch of the trip. And man, it's just healing, right? Brings you back to center and all that stuff. And then on the way home, again, Mrs. Monkey was picking up my little one, so I was solo. And I stopped at the Brass Ring. The Brass Ring is a good little pub, restaurant, independent place here in Royal Palm Beach. And I walked in and I ordered a beer and a burger, and I sat there and I'm just minding my own business. Believe it or not, I'm not a social butterfly unless someone next to me talks to me. I'm just kind of keep to myself. And 30 seconds in, a young lady brings me a beer, and she says, my dad wants to send you this beer. And I turn around, and I'm wearing my cut so you can see who I'm with. And the guy's like, I've heard of you guys. My uncle or my cousin or my whatever is a member in another state, and love you to death. And I'm like, oh, I really appreciate it. And I drink the beer because I already had a beer coming. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm appreciative, of course. I drink that beer and bring this beer. Then I'm sitting there with my pitcher, and like, oh, by the way, your tab's on the house. Someone else has paid your tab. And I'm like, tell them I said thank you, I guess, because they're trying to be nice, and I in no way mean to be disrespectful of someone who's trying to be nice, but some of you out there that you and we connect even via these videos, or get where I'm coming from. I appreciate it. I really do. It's very nice that someone shows approval of the work that you do and the charities that you do in it. But that's not why we do this stuff. You know, you do this because you want to have a positive impact for whatever it may be. There's groups out there that do all kinds of stuff. Mine, again, works with kids that have had traumatic experiences. And again, some of you right now, mainly trolls, are like, well, why are you doing this video? Well, because it's my outlet to talk to, let's be honest, 50,000 people in a few days and ultimately 500,000 people. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm not doing it to stroke my ego, because I truly believe ego is the worst thing on earth. Get rid of it. Put it aside, man. Don't worry about what you think of yourself. Don't worry about it. Just be you. Just be real. And as thankful as I was, and I stopped and I talked to these people because they had already paid my tab. I couldn't do it. As a matter of fact, I had to force the bartender to sell me a bottle of water so I could give her a nice tip on the bottle of water, because I want to make sure she's taken care of. And I think Jay Leno, believe it or not, Jay Leno said it best. I can't remember if he was on Jay Leno's Garage, but Jay Leno said it best. He was talking about Priuses or some crap. He said, because we as Americans love for everyone to know about the good works that we do anonymously. And I think that kind of really hits it if you're with me. Like, you want to do great things, but you want everyone to know about the great things you did. And that's not why we do what we do. We wear colors and cuts and patches so that people can recognize us, and if they need our help, can approach us. It's not for an ego stroke. As a matter of fact, our organization does a great job of crushing that shit. Like, if you're here for ego, we're going to find out and we're going to push that out. Like, we're going to make you mad, we're going to draw you out, and then we're going to get rid of you. But I really wanted to start a conversation, and I know the trolls are already on it. Well, you did this video. Yeah, I did this video. But the whole point is, we do the works that we do, or should be, because you want to make a difference and you want to help somebody. Don't do it so you can feel cool. And if you do it because you think you're cool and so you can wear a patch and so you can tell everyone about the cool things you do, that's fucking weak. You know what I mean? Like, don't give me that shit. Like, you know, anyway, I got no time for it. The bosses of my organization don't have time for it. None of us have time for it. There's work to be done. So get out there, make a difference, help somebody, raise money if that's your thing. Fundraising. Yeah, there you go. That's the word I'm looking for. Fundraising is not our thing. We actually do the work. But get out there and make a difference, and don't tell nobody about it. How about that? Don't tell nobody. Just do the work. Get it done. And a side note here, one of the reasons that started that conversation earlier is there was another organization that came and wanted to tell us about a ride they were having. And God love her. She's trying to be nice. About a ride they're having and how we should all come on this ride because it raises awareness and funds for this cause. This cause is brand new. It's local. It's a South Florida thing that has efforts in other places. And it might be fantastic. You might be doing great things, but you're brand new. And how do I say this? You don't have decades of experience. Not me, I mean the organization. I'm talking about myself. Like, our organization's 30 years in existence. We are proven, we are backed, we have done the work to be trusted. I don't know you from Adam, and here you are saying, come, go on our ride and raise a bunch of money for this. And I'm like, where's that money gonna go? What are you gonna do? Oh, well, no. This is the wrong room. In our group, this is the wrong room to come in and give your pitch about what you're going to do and how you do it. What are you going to do about this? In this case, it was human trafficking. What are you going to do? And if you can't answer that question, this is the wrong room to come in and make that pitch. But, and I don't know where I was going with that. I just wanted to sort of plant the seed out there. If you're looking for great charitable causes, check and see how long it's been around. And check and see if it's had any scandals. Check and see, where does the money go? And what do you really do? Ask that question. This is a terrible thing. What are you doing about it? I don't know. So that's my thoughts. To sum up, I apologize because I'm fired up. Firstly, do some good works and keep your mouth shut about it. Just do the work. Secondly, Biltwell Gringo, it's okay if you don't have a giant fat head. Thirdly, if you put a Rockford Fosgate stereo in your bike, make sure that you plug in the damn battery tender when you use it, because I used it for 15 minutes yesterday. It was enough to kill the battery. Left that out, didn't I? Use it for 15 minutes, kills the battery, bike won't start. There you go. There's 3 lessons for today. Again, I'm going to mention this a million times. July 23rd in LaBelle, Florida, 6 p.m. I think it's 6 p.m. DeBeard and I are going live from the LaBelle Brewery. He's on both our channels. And then August the 5th at the Big Engine Bar at Buffalo Chip. Me and Mrs. Monkey will be together in person. If you're up at Sturgis, August the 5th, 6 p.m. at the Big Engine Bar, 6 p.m. local time for up there in South Dakota. Come have a beer and hang out. Next hangout is August the 11th at 6 p.m. at the Beaver Bar. The main drag between like Glencoe and Lamphere, I think it is, and the Chip. You know where the Beaver Bar is. Giant white tent. Tent. Woo! Almost went naughty there. Come hang out. I'll be there. Old Man Monkey will be there. Brother Bull, that you all know and love, his old lady will be there. Jess, like, you know, sister from another mister, whatnot. August the August the 11th, 6 p.m., because that's the day of ZZ Top. Beaver Bar, August the 5th, 6 p.m., Big Engine Bar. Anyway, that's all. I feel like I was rambling too much today. I apologize. From there, love y'all. Hope you're doing real well. Take care of each other. We'll talk real soon. Bye.